To ask why we fight is to ask why the leaves fall. It is in their nature. Perhaps there is a better question. Why do we fight? To protect home and family. To preserve balance and bring harmony. For my kind, the true question is, what is worth fighting for?
Are a Pandaren, born and raised on the mysterious Wandering Isle. While many of your fellow Pandaren prefer a tranquil life, the lure of adventure burns in your blood. Recently, the Wandering Isle has begun erratically weaving about the world's oceans. The air grows cold, and your island home is spiraling toward disaster. As one of the most promising of students at Master Shang's monastery, you may just be the salvation for your people. But first, you must complete your training.
Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us for the very first time is Seràphis, our level 1 Pandaren Monk. Say g'day, Seràphis.
Why, hey there.
Why, hey there, and hey there to you guys watching along from home. Great to see you, and welcome to Pandaria. That's right, very excited to be here. This is Seràphis, our level 1 monk, one of the new races and classes, of course, in the Mists of Panderia expansion pack, the latest expansion to come out for World of Warcraft. And I tell you what, I can't be any happier being here. This is, without doubt, one of the greatest expansions that the game has seen, in my opinion, since the Burning Crusade. And hopefully, as we get to go through the Wandering Isle here, which is where we are, you guys will get to see that as well. I can't wait to show you guys, and I hope you're as excited as I am to be here, because we have got one hell of a time coming on up. I guess a good place to start is with the character models themselves, and I don't know, if you're used to the character models in WoW, you'll recognize that these ones here have had a lot of love put into them. They are absolutely fantastic. They are super high polygon, and they are very, very expressive, and they've got some great emotes, and their animations are fluid, and it's just a beautiful thing, just as the male characters are as well, by the way. But you know what? One of the things I've really noticed about this particular race is the fact that they are embracing the non-stick figure. You know what? Like a lot of games who paint females especially as some kind of twiggy stick model, this race is fantastic. And hello, yes, look at her there. She's having a bit of an arm swish there. This race embrace their food, and they embrace the fuller figure. And you can tell that there. Look at that nice healthy tummy and all the rest of it there. And we'll get into that in a second, because the racials for this particular race are really, really cool as well, and they follow along those lines. But look, little things like, for example, if we jump, there you go. And don't forget, this is Pandaria, so we've got a very Asian theme running throughout this entire land, this entire expansion, which is also awesome. But you can see there, the animations are just so smooth. I mean, little things like, let's say we put her to sleep. You can see she actually gets down on the ground there. And it's the same if we ask her to stand up. Let's do that. There we go, stand. So rather than it just flicking to the upright frame of animation, it actually has all of those in-between frames, and it is awesome. I absolutely love it. And there's lots and lots of different things. So let's have a look at some of the emotes. I know you guys are dying to hear what they're like. Let's have a listen to a laugh. Now, I don't know if you can see there. Let's zoom right in. Let's do that again and check out the emotion on her face. Like, it's just amazing. Let's see if we can actually get in there. There we go. It is just awesome. In fact, let's do a cry. So you can see they're very, very expressive, and this is one thing I absolutely love about this. Hang on, let's have a listen to a rasp. See what that sounds like? Okay. They're always funny, no matter which particular class or race that you're on. What else have we got in here that we can have a play? Oh, a silly. I know you guys have been dying to hear a joke. I wonder what the jokes for the pandas are like. Let's have a listen.
Oh, I have really got to start waxing.
I've really got to start waxing. These are pretty funny, got to admit. I always love all of the slash sillies. They're very well done, of course, all tailored to each particular race. So very cool. So yes, very happy with my little cute Pandarian here. And by the way, I am a red-furred Pandarian. And you can see beside me there, in fact, Assistant Professor Soneri. She is a black or grey Pandarian. And I don't know if you noticed, but on my rear here, can you see what's there wriggling around? That's right, I have a tail, and if we zoom in and have a look at her rear, you can see she's just got a stump. Where did she go? Anyhow, the point is, there she is up the top there. So the only way you can get a tail if you're a panda is to go with the red fur. The darker furred ones don't have a tail. Now, I actually prefer the darker furred colour myself, and I would have gone that one, but I really, really wanted a tail. So yeah, in order to get the tail, I had to go with a redskin, or a ginger, as we call them here in Australia. So she's pretty cute though, and of course you can change the colour of her ribbons in her hair, you can change the earrings, you can change their face, but of course I had to go with the pigtails. That's right, couldn't be a Sambo NZ character unless we had the pigtails, and I was so glad that we managed to find some. So there she is. This is Seràphis, this is a monk, this is Pandaria. Where are we? We're on a place called the Wandering Isle, and I'm not going to give too much away, but all I can tell you is that there is something very special about this particular island, and it will become very clear as we quest through this zone. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is very, very cool. In fact, I can give you a clue. Let me zoom in here. Can you see over the side there? You may not be able to see it on the YouTube video, but where I'm wriggling my mouse, there's a bit of a wake over there, and there's no wake anywhere else, just at the side there. That is a clue, so remember that, and you'll know what we were talking about later on once we get to it. The thing is though, this island is much like the Goblin starting area or the Gilneas starting area, of course, for the Worgans, in that it's just one of those places that only exists at the beginning. Well, it exists in the world, but we are only here. We are not in the real world. In fact, if I right-click out on my map, rather than going out to Pandaria here, it actually just takes us out to the world, because this is instanced off. So you can't come back here. So make the most of it while you're here and enjoy your journeys on the Wandering Isle, because you're not going to be able to come back, and it is well worth it. And in fact, you know what? That's something I've got to say about the entire expansion, and especially this new starting area here. It is some of Blizzard's finest work. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind, and there shouldn't be any doubt in your mind, by the way. If you're thinking, oh, do I need to get Mists of Panderia and come back to WoW because I got sick of WoW, I'm bored of WoW? You do. You do. It is that simple. You need to come back. I can tell you right now that I haven't had as much fun in an expansion or an MMO since I've been playing this game. In fact, I can't put it down. And this will be about the 4th time I've actually run through this area because I love it so much. Did a lot of it in beta, and this is actually my 3rd character going through this zone here now, and it is just gorgeous. I mean, look around. Look how bright and colourful it is. Obviously, we've got a whole bunch of new texture sets, a whole bunch of new plantation models, we've got new architecture models, we've got new NPCs, new voices, new emotes, new music, a whole new atmosphere. It is just amazing. We've got new gear, of course. I mean, look at what I'm wearing. This is amazing. This is stuff that we've never seen before, and we'll go through all of that in just a minute. So I highly, highly recommend it. Seriously, since the Burning Crusade, I haven't had as much fun. Do it. Go and buy it. It's cheap. In fact, it's cheaper here in Australia than a full retail game. It's about half the price, and it's the best value for money that I've spent for some time. But enough waxing lyrical about what an amazing job the boys and girls have done at Blizzard, and boy have they ever. Let's give them a hearty bow. Should we see what a bow looks like? There we go. Very, very oriental, if you like. Very cool. We like that. And what's a cheer like? Let's give them a cheer as well.
Hooray!
All right, that's a little bit weird, I must admit. But I think it's time now to go through a few things. There's quite a number of things that we need to consider now that we are a panda and that we're a monk. And we'll go through those right now. And in fact, we need to probably start up here in the spell book as we go into our general spells and our monk spells. So let's have a little bit of an explore around and find out about our racials for a start. Now, this is what I was telling you before. These guys and gals here, the Pandarians, they love their food and they love a fuller figure. And it's no more obvious than going through their racial passives. Now, you can see here we've got armor skills and all the rest of it. We've got our battle pet training. That carries over, by the way. That is account bound. If I go into my pet journal here, you can see it's exactly the same as it was on my Death Knight. In other words, you only have to worry about it once. Whatever character you're on, this carries across. It is account bound, and I love that. So we don't have to start all over again. So whichever character you feel like leveling up your battle pets on, you can, and you won't lose any progress. It is great. Let's have a look at some of these racial passives here. First one here is called Bouncy, and that means that we take half of our falling damage than a normal character. And again, that's because we like the fuller figure. And especially the blokes in the game, you can see a guy character up there, and we'll have a look at them a bit closer later in the episode. But they love their food, and they love a bit of the wobble, if you know what I mean. And you know what? It's fantastic. They are a jolly folk, and it's great. Along the same lines, we've got this Epicurean. That's another racial passive, and it says that our love of food allows us to receive double the stats from well-fed effects. And that is a massive thing. That is a huge racial passive, because you can imagine later on in the end game, when you've got that food that gives you amazing buffs, you get double. So you know what I'm talking about. In fact, we'll have a look at some food, some new food to the game in just a minute. We've got this one here called Gourmand, and this means that our cooking skill is increased by 15 automatically. Again, they love their food. Got another racial passive here called Inner Peace. Our rested XP bonus lasts twice as long as normal. Yes, you heard me. The rested XP is twice as beneficial. Seriously, best set of racials ever. I absolutely love these. Now, another racial that we get is actually an ability here. And this is an instant ability. It's a melee ability, and it's called Quaking Palm. Now, it's got a 2-minute cooldown, which you'd expect because it strikes the target with lightning speed, incapacitating them for 4 seconds, and turns off your attack. Basically, that is a sleep ability. And in fact, when you use it, it does the sleep animation with the little Zs over their head. We'll be checking it out in just a minute, so you'll be able to see that in action. But now, that's the pandas. That's all the racial stuff, and it is very, very cool. Very compelling reasons to go and roll yourself a panda. Of course, you don't have to roll a monk. You can be anything else that a panda can be, but in this case, we definitely are rolling a monk because they are such a fun class. Let's have a look at some of their particular abilities. For example, the first ability on my hotbar down here, which is a jab, and you can see here that it takes 40 energy. Now, energy is the particular resource that we're using, and you can see there we've got the yellow bar under our portrait, and that is because our health is 123, our energy is 100, and of course you use the energy up in your particular abilities and it regens over time. And you can see here you jab the target, dealing 2 to 6 damage and generating chi, and it costs 40 energy. Now, chi, what is chi? It's kind of like a rogue, if you like, in combo points. So, for example, you know, if I use this jab, it's going to build 2 chi. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but underneath here, under my portrait, there are 4 little slots. And if you have a look down the bottom right, you can see on my tooltip, it says that is chi, and it's used by monks to power specific abilities. What that means is that some abilities use chi, but they're good abilities. So it's one of those sort of combo point management things, just like a rogue. And just like a rogue, we've got energy up there that we're having to manage as well. It's very cool. We don't really have any major abilities yet, but they will open up as we level very quickly, of course, nice and easy. The other thing we've got here is a thing called the fighting style, and this is really awesome. The monk's jab ability will change depending on what weapon is equipped. It alters the monk's fighting style appearance. Damage and resource cost remain the same. Now, what this is kind of a cosmetic thing, and we will very shortly get ourselves a weapon. But what it means is that the weapon that we actually have equipped kind of changes the cosmetics of the action. So it's kind of like Guild Wars in a way, but only limited to the cosmetics. But again, it mixes things up. It is very cool. We've got this particular passive down the bottom here called Way of the Monk, and that means that we attune ourselves differently depending on the weapon type. So this is where the stats come in as opposed to the cosmetics. So if we dual wield one-handed weapons, our auto attack damage is increased by 40%. That is awesome. If we have a two-handed weapon equipped, our melee attack speed increases by 40%. So you can see that you can really mix it up on a monk. It is so cool. And we have stances. You may have noticed this down the bottom here. It's in the same place as like warrior stances, and it's basically the same thing. This one here is called Stance of the Fierce Tiger. And when we've got this one going, which is the only one we've got right now, it increases damage done by 20% and increases the amount of chi generated by our jab and our expel harm ability, which we don't have yet, by 1. So your stance is going to have trade-offs, and later on we will be getting different stances. Now, by the way, before anybody says anything, yes, this is a class that is multi-classable. So you can be a tank, you can be a healer, or you can be DPS. And of course, your primary stats will depend on that particular role. For tanking and for DPS, believe it or not, agility and stamina are the ones that you want to be stacking. We'll get into that later on in our Let's Play with this particular character as we specialize down particular trees. But yes, it is like a druid. You can be a tank, a DPS, or heals. It is very cool. Now, speaking of unique things, by the way, that are here in this amazing Wandering Isle that I love so very much, if we have a look in our bags, you can see one of the things that's changed here is we've got ourselves a new item for health, and this is called a small sugarcane stalk. This is our starting food, if you like, and as usual, it restores 51 health over 18 seconds. But the cool thing about this is that if we spend at least 10 seconds eating it, we will become well fed. We'll get the well fed buff, and we'll gain 2 agility for 15 minutes. Except, remember what we were talking about up here before with one of our racial passives? That's right, the Epicurean. Our love of food allows us to receive double the stats from well fed. So if we go and have a look at this, that means we will gain 4 agility for 15 minutes. So seriously, how awesome is that being a panda? A nice, big, happy, contented, bouncy, round, rotund panda. Lots of hugs, if you ask me. I don't know. Very cool. So there we go. That is the basics of where we're at, and of course what it's like for you if you roll yourself a monk and end up here on the Wandering Isle. Now again, you don't have to be a monk. I'm a monk because I want to play through this class because it is so different to a lot of the other classes already in the game, and it is so much fun. But you could be a number of different things, and when you go to the character creator, you can see which particular classes you can be with a panda, but you do not have to be a monk. There is more to a panda than a monk. So there we go, folks. Very shortly we're going to be heading down there, doing some quests in there, and then we're going to wander over the edge. In fact, we're going to get out of this little compound and head over there into the distance. And in fact, if I zoom right in, get rid of our UI, look at that. That over there is a temple. This is the kind of thing that we've got to look forward to later on in our Let's Play series as we wriggle our way out into that particular area. The artwork in this area is outstanding. That's all I can say. And it's just as good as the artwork that's going on in Pandaria itself. And by that, of course, I mean down here. And if you've been following along on my live stream, you'll know that we've been here in the Jade Forest and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Well, this zone here, the Wandering Isle, is pretty much the same sort of palette and it looks just as beautiful. And again, I just can't get sick of it. Like I say, 4 or 5 times that I've been through here. I think this will be my 5th, and I'm not bored. It is just outstanding. There is so much to do, so much to see. It is so much fun. The quests are interesting. The monk class is so unique and fun to play. It is just a joy, and I highly, highly recommend it. But before we go any further, you know what time it is. It's time for some shout-outs, and in order to do that, you know what else we have to do? We have to check out Seraphis's dance moves, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Let's see if you guys can pick which particular popular dance this is. In fact, I'm going to offer up 10 internet points if you can tell me where this is from. Here we go. Now, there's a few different animations in this one, and hopefully the other one will come on in a second. There it is. There we go. That should give it away. Let me know if you know what particular dance that is from real life. 10 internet points up for grabs there. But firstly, on to our shout-outs with these amazing clouds in the background. In fact, maybe we should spin around. Hang on, there we go. We'll turn around so you can see that great colourful view in the background there. First one here is from Death Knight 1905, and they say, "Hey Sambo, I've been following your Let's Play series of WoW for a very long time now, and you inspired me to make a Worgen. Can you please give a shout-out to my level 24 Twink Arms warrior Oxendor, who is on the server Arathor? Would love if you could make a character there so we can play together." Well, there you go, mate. A big shout out to your level 24 Worgen. Thank you very much for your support, and great to hear from you. Got another one here. This one is from Diablo, and wow, it's a cool name. And they say, "Can I please have a shout out in your next episode?" You most certainly can. I'm a level 79 Night Elf Death Knight. Thank you very much. Well, thank you, Diablo, and wow, and I hope you're enjoying your Death Knight there. Got another shout out here from Extreme Straight Edge, and they say, "Hey Sambo, it's 2 days until my birthday. Can I please have a shout out from you?" You most certainly can, and happy birthday to you there, Extreme Straight Edge, and I hope you get spoiled rotten, and thank you very much for your support, mate. Got another shout out here from I'm a Dumb Bedosis. Oh, hello. Get to see you a lot on our live streams. Thank you for coming along and joining us in the chat room there. Can I please have a shout out for my birthday? It's on the same day that Mists of Panderia is released. Wow. Okay, well, there we go. Look, we are now a day out from the release of Mists of Panderia, so I apologise, we're a day short of your birthday, but happy birthday all of the same to you, I'm a Dumb Bedosis, and thank you very much for your support. Got another shout out here, and this is from Sinbaz, and they say, "Hey, can you please give me a shout out? I am a fellow mage named Sinbaz, Sinbaz, level 42. Thank you very much. Well, thank you, Sinbaz, and I hope you're enjoying questing on your mage there. And then finally, got one more shout out from the Great Spidey, and they say, hey, I love your vids, mate. Can I please have a shout out as well? You most certainly can, the Great Spidey, and I certainly hope you're enjoying this episode. Just a reminder to all of you guys, if you would like a shout out, especially from here in the land of Pandaria, all you need to do is ask. It is that simple. All right, well, I think we need to get on with some questing, and of course what we can see up the top here is one of these automated quests, and these are fantastic, by the way. You can see here much to learn, and you just click on this and it says that we are freshly arrived for our training. Our first task is simple: speak to Master Shang Zi, and we'll get ourselves a whole 2 copper and 10 XP. There we go, we've got that one. And of course this here is Master Shang Zi right here, and this is great because you get to hear and see some of the animations and sounds from the NPCs, the Panda NPCs, and this guy is going to play a big part in our journey as we go through the land of the Wandering Isle here. And seriously, it is so much fun. I just can't wait. Again, I've done it so many times and I'm not bored. Go and get it, go buy it, do it, you will love it. And speaking of loving it, let's have a chat to Master Shang Zi, see what he's got to say.
It is good to see you, my student.
It is good to see you too, Mr. Shang Zi. Today is the day when your fate will be decided. Do you have the strength and cunning to be a monk, or are you destined to a life working in the fields? Each has its place, but I can sense that you aspire to greatness. Let us begin our training, my newest pupil. Indeed, we shall.
Pass, greatness follows.
That's right, and you can see here, by the way, we're getting reputation with the Shangzi Academy. That's increased by 10, and if we go into our rep tab, you will see that that's the only rep that we actually have so far. That's the Shangzi Academy, and later on we will get to choose more. Now, by the way, speaking of choice, another question that gets asked a lot: what faction are pandas? Well, here's the strange thing. It is very cool and unique how this works. Right now, we are neutral. We are neither Horde nor Alliance. That's right, we're neither Horde nor Alliance. We actually have to make that choice later on in the game. There goes another day. Hello, Yinya, dancing away there. So that's a very unique feature to the pandas, and of course you get to make that very, very tough choice later on in the quest lines before we leave the Wandering Isle, and Lord only knows which way we're going to go. Anyway, here we go, lesson of the Iron Bow. First, you will need a weapon suited to your talents. Retrieve a staff from one of the weapon racks below, bring it to me, and show me that you know how to equip it properly. So there we go, we need to retrieve and equip a trainee staff. Now, speaking of equipping, let's have a look at our gear, because this is very cool. You can see we've got ourselves a trainee's cord, we've got trainee's leggings, we've got trainee's wrist wraps, and a trainee's vest. And again, these are all new skins, new textures, new item models that are in the game, and we absolutely love it. It's great to see new gear, and in fact we get to see a whole bunch of new gear as we wander through the Wandering Isles. Now, speaking of other things, one more thing we haven't done is set up our title, and which one am I going to do? Brewmaster? Oh, I know. I'm going to be a chef, because these guys and gals love their food. What else could I possibly be but a chef? And by the way, will you listen to that music in the background? Seriously, the audio department in this game have outdone themselves this time. The theme songs around here in Pandaria, and in fact in WoW in general, have just been ramped up an entire notch. They are amazing. Seriously, major kudos to the guys and gals from the audio and music team. I love having the collector's edition, by the way, and that means that I have the soundtrack, and I'm very happy about that. Now, speaking of the collector's edition, let's see if we can open up our Pokedex here and find ourselves our little collector's edition. Where is it? There it is, the Lucky Quailen Cub. Let's summon him. Say g'day. Hello. Hello, little Quailen Cub. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Hello. Oh, he's so cute. And of course this came, oh look, is he going to ever roll around? He is. Oh, look at him, he's got your tummy, hello, hello. Oh, he is gorgeous. And of course that came with the collector's edition for Mists of Panderia, along with a mount, a very cool mount, by the way. Let's see if I can find that over here. Where is it? Am I going to be able to find it? Somewhere here. PQ, where is it? Is it Lucky Quailen Great? Oh, I can't find it. Oh, no, there it is, Imperial Quailen. So that is the mount right there that you get as well. Of course, I can't use it at the moment because I can't mount anything because I'm so low. I am level 1. But that's what you get along with the little cub there, and of course they match. It's awesome if you have that out and actually get on that mount. It's so cool. You're going to have another little roll around. Hello. Hello, so cute. All right, anyway, enough being distracted. Here you go, by the way. You can see some of the other models for these characters here, the NPCs. It's very cool. There's a lot of variety when it comes to the hairstyles, the eyes, the face, and all the rest of it when you're making your character.
Greetings, wanderer.
And this is what they sound like when you click on them. Come on.
Greetings.
Hello.
What do you need?
Let's have a chat to this guy.
Hello. Tell me of your travels. Hello. Welcome.
All right, maybe he gets angry. I'm not sure. Anyhow, let's get on with our task at hand. I could spend forever having a look at that. Look at that artwork in the background. It is just amazing. We need to grab ourselves a weapon. And there we go. Got ourselves a trainee staff. And this is a very cool looking weapon. If we equip that, there we go. We've looted and equipped a trainee staff. You can see it on my back there. If we present arms, there is, you know what, one of our commenters in one of the earlier videos who was talking about one of the screenshots I posted of one of my characters here said, you know what, you'd be able to blow some awesome bubbles in that. And that is like a massive bubble blower. It is fantastic. That's a good comment. All right, let's go back up here and check out Mr. Shang-Zi and see what he's got to say.
Our greatest trials yet lay before us.
That's right. In fact, we're just going to pop our little companion away there just so the words don't get in the way. There we go. The lesson of the iron bow. A fine weapon. It should suit your needs well. Let's put it to use. Oh, lovely XP. There we go. The lesson of the sandy fist. I'd like to observe you putting your new weapon to use, my young student. This will aid me in determining what degree of training will be best suited to your talents. We have many training targets in the training grounds below. Practice your attacks upon them and return to me once you're feeling comfortable with your new weapon. And you can see we have to destroy 5 training targets down below, and we get ourselves a nice set of wrists there, which are 4 armor better than what we've already got. All right, good stuff. So all we need to do is race down. Oh, look at that in the background. Seriously, can't wait to get out there. Race down here, and you can see these targets are right here. In fact, this is them here, the target training dummies. And this is going to be great because you're going to be able to get to see what the fighting style is like. In fact, let's go over here into the sun so you can actually see her fighting. Now, auto attack. Let's have a look at the auto attack first. So you can see it is very martial arts looking. Let's get rid of the UI. There we go. So that is the default auto attack. And remember, we've got racial passives that affect that based on the stance. So auto attack is actually quite a big thing now. Now, let's have a look at some of our actual abilities. So we've got this jab here. You clobber the target with your staff, dealing 6 to 11 damage and generating 2 chi. That is very, very cool. And you'll see up the top here, just underneath my portrait, you'll see these little chi markers, I guess, start filling up. So let's have a go. And this has got a very cool animation as well. Let's use the jab. There it is. That was the jab. And can you see this up here where I'm wriggling my mouse at the top left? You can see there 2 little chi dots. Now, they don't disappear over time. Once you build them, they stay there. So it's very, very cool. Let's try that again. Here's the jab. There we go, and you can see some cool effects happening there. 3 out of 5 are destroyed. Now, we have full chi. We've got 4, which is full, but we can't do anything about that because we don't have any abilities that use chi just yet. Now, a little thing of note, by the way, notice that these doors are closed right now. Yes, that's right. Okay, so what we're going to do now also is, apart from destroying these for our quest, is I'm going to show you the quaking palm. And this is the racial here that basically sleeps a target. It's got a very cool animation as well. So let's go into auto attack. There we go. And now we'll use this one, the quaking palm. There we are. So a very cool kind of Ryu-esque Hadouken type animation, if you like. And that's got a 2-minute cooldown. And no doubt you probably heard the sleeping effect on there. That's exactly the same. All right, so let's finish off this one with our jab. And you can see, by the way, that it uses 40 energy in the tooltip. And there we are, we are done. And hello, trainees. Welcome.
Tell me of your travels.
Tell me of your troubles. Iron Fist, Zhao, Quiet Lamb. Very cool. I love all this. But it uses 40 energy. So, of course, what that means is if I spam it, have a look up the top here at my, it says 100 out of 100. So, obviously, if I use this once, it goes down very fast. It does regen very fast. But if I keep clicking it...
I do not have enough energy. Not enough energy.
Yeah, so she definitely runs out of energy, so you got to be a little bit careful how you use these. You got to manage your energy just like a rogue. And of course, the other cool thing is though that we are able to do stuff with our auto attacks, so that's why they have that there. It's very cool. I love the combat. It is interesting, varied, and there's a lot of strategy to it later on, by the way, with your higher level monks. It's very cool. All right, Master Shang-Chi, what have you got to say for yourself?
Injuries. Never forget kindnesses.
That's right. Here we go, the lesson of the Sandy Fist. Not bad, Seràphis. You may have indeed chosen the proper path. Let us continue. And here we go, get some Initiate's braces for our wrist. Much better than what we've already got. The lesson of stifled pride. Facing a living opponent is very different from the stationary targets in the yard. Living opponents strike back. There is the very real fear of failure and sometimes even death. You must have the courage to overcome those fears. Challenge the other trainees within the temple or down the steps below and defeat them. Defeat 6 Hyojin trainees or Toshui trainees and we'll get ourselves a nice new belt. And there we go, that's exactly what we're going to do. But we're going to equip our new braces there. And there they go. You can sort of see they look like sort of hand wraps, I guess, on us. Again, new models and textures that have been brought into the game thanks to the expansion. And, of course, thanks to this particular race. All right, so as you can see, like we said before, the doors were shut. Now they're open. So we get to go inside this very, very cool temple here. And you guys get to see what it's like. But firstly, let's have a bit of a look out here over the balcony. And can I jump up here without falling off? Let's hope so. There we go. Nope. I don't want to fall off the front, that's all. Let's zoom right in here, get rid of the UI, and will you look at that. This is where we're going to end up later on. We do stuff in the temple here, and look at that, we've got fires, we've got incense burning, there's all sorts of lanterns and stuff around. It is just great. And we end up going over there to that waterfall, and then we end up going down this path, and down there out into the main area in the Wandering Isle. And we do eventually get to go up into that temple there, and it is awesome. I mean, seriously, again, how pretty and amazing does that look? I can't wait for us to get there. It is so cool. Anyhow, in the meantime, we've got tasks and we have to take out some of these trainees, so let's give them a go. Can we do that one? No, there's a trainee. Now I'll show you this sleep. Oh, it didn't work. Look at that, she actually avoided it, damn it. Right, so there is a big difference to fighting real people, I guess, compared to training dummies. Now, what I also want to do, there we go, 1 out of 6. I want to take you up the stairs so you can start to see some of the architecture in this expansion. It is very, very cool. Oh, he's still alive. No, she's run away. There we go. All right, let's take down this one. And you can see we're getting the chi coming in there. It actually comes up on my scrolling combat text. There we go, 2 out of 6. You can see the lanterns here. We've got the new sort of balconies here. There is so much new textures on the floor. We've got scrolls with Asian writing on them. It is awesome. I absolutely love it. It's such a cool atmosphere. Love the combat too. And again, look, this is very early days for us in terms of combat. Wait till you see some of the new abilities that will open up. They are really cool. And really interesting to use as well. Yes, you fought well. You must learn more from us in the future there. You must. Oh, and he parried us there. There we go. 4 out of 6 done. Now, I don't know if you guys have been through here in beta or whether or not you were here for the launch, but you'll know that this area was a little bit famous for being really overcrowded, and we're about to reach an area that it was really, really the case. Like, it was just ridiculous, and we'll get there in just a second. There we go, 5 out of 6 done. So yes, if you've been in beta, you will recognize this area here. Well, actually, maybe you won't, because it was so ridiculous. On this very balcony, it was absolutely ludicrous. There were literally what seemed like thousands and thousands of players all trying to hand in a quest here to do just that. And you couldn't click on it. It was ludicrously, insanely stupid. So it's actually quite weird seeing it empty like that. Mind you, it's good seeing it empty because you don't want that happening again. So let me know, actually, did that happen to you on opening night or indeed in the beta? Because there were so many of them. Let's see if we can sleep. There we go. That's what I was talking about. So you can see the sleeping symbol and that all too familiar sound that is awful when it's on yourself, by the way.
I cannot attack that target.
There we go. 6 out of 6. We now need to make our way back down and return to Master Shang-Chi within the temple in the Shang-Chi training grounds. That's exactly what we're going to do. And yes, I know we are over time, by the way, but hey, this is our first Pandarian episode. Might as well make the most of it. In fact, we'll just do one more little thing before we finish off. And here it is, Master Shang-Chi. You can see now he has phased to this doorway. He's no longer up at the starting area. Let's hand in.
My time is passing.
The lesson of stifled pride. Intriguing. My young pupil, most of the other trainees have been here for quite some time, but you are able to match them even within this first hour. That's right, because we are awesome. What do you reckon, Seràphis? Are we awesome?
That is great.
That is great, that's right. This speaks well of you, but there are yet other lessons I would see you learn. And look at that, we're going to get ourselves an initiate's belt. And congratulations, woohoo! Let's give ourselves a clap. Well done us. Seràphis is now level 2. Congratulations to you. That is awesome. Alright, so the lesson of the burning scroll. Every wisdom has a time and a place, and times are changing for those of us living here on Shenzhen Su. For this lesson, I would ask 2 things of you. For the first, I hold a flame in my hand. In fact, look at that. You can actually see it right there. There's the flame. Gather your wits, and when you think you are ready, attempt to snatch the flame. Should you succeed, I want you to then climb to the top of this temple and burn the Edict of Temperance that you find there. So our objective is to snatch the flame from Master Shang-Chi's palm and then burn the Edict of Temperance. We will definitely accept that. And by the way, this is the quest I was just talking about before, where it got bonkers in beta. But before we do anything else, let's make sure that we equip our Initiate's belt. And you can see it's actually changed colour there. Where is it? There we go. Yep, so if I flick over this other belt, you can see it's got a red rope with the green and brass buckle. This has got a completely different symbol. It's got a panda paw, and it's red, and it's a brown rope. So yeah, really, really cool. I love the attention to detail, even on the tiny little newbie starter items. All right, so this will be the last thing we do for our episode. Let's see if we can snatch this flame from his hand.
On your first try. Now, take the flame to the top of the temple and burn the scroll that you find there.
That's right, we are so awesome that we got it on our first try, and you can see there we actually have it in our hand. So let's take this flame back up the top to where I showed you before, where we need to burn that edict. And like I say, where we could never do that in beta or opening night because it was so very crowded. I think I've got a screenshot somewhere of it, and you just, I don't know, it's just a sea of names, and it is hilarious. But it was causing real problems in server lag. And anyway, here we go. This is the place now. Now it is empty. We are all alone up here, and that is good. The Edict of Temperance. And there we go, it is burnt, and you can see we now have to return to Master Shang-Chi within the temple, and that will be able to finish off that quest. But folks, we are so far over time, we need to wrap it up here, or else we'll be going on for hours. As we look out over the backdrop there, that is where we're going to end up. In the next episode, we get sent down there near the waterfall, and we have a couple of challenges over in that area, and then we get sent down that path behind me there, and out into the main part of this island area here near the temple, and we get to do some awesome questing, some really interesting stuff down there, and I cannot wait. It is going to be so much fun. So I certainly hope you guys enjoyed this inaugural episode here with our brand new monk, Seràphis the Pandaren. It is heaps and heaps of fun. Certainly hope you guys head out and grab the expansion, especially if you've been a bit jaded, pardon the pun, because of all of the other expansions that have come out. This has been the kickstart again for me for WoW. Mists of Panderia is a love letter to WoW fans. It is some of Blizzard's best work. There are so many amazing aspects to this particular expansion that I highly recommend. If you're on the fence, you go and grab it. So certainly hope you will join us in the next episode. Certainly hope you enjoyed this one. On behalf of myself, Sambo, and Seràphis, our level 2 Pandaren Monk, it's just saying take care. Hope you guys are having a great week wherever you are in the world. We do look forward to seeing you next time. We will see you soon, and bye-bye.
Good fortune.